Hello and welcome to the LARP Guide. In this video, I'll be answering a question of what is a Vampire Larp and what you as a player could expect to see at one. So first things first, let's set that scene. Vampire Larps are often focused on a more social, political game, with your character's survival being the driving force behind their actions. One wrong move could result in them being left out in the sun to meet their final death. Your character might find themselves quickly having to adapt to a social structure in which they start at the very bottom and need to climb their way up by working with or treading on the toes of other characters. With each rung of the ladder they climb, they explore completely new and interesting ways to continue their survival. Vampire Larps are usually a player versus player environment. They're set in a world which explores darker and more adult themes. You're playing a monster, not a hero, and this massively changes the dynamic of the game. Do you battle to hold on to your humanity or surrender to the beast within? These are the choices you face when entering the world of darkness. Vampire Larp will often see you playing in a court or gathering of local vampires to resolve conflicts, score political points, and discuss important matters affecting the vampire community. There is often a social or political pecking order designed to keep vampires in line. This can have a number of jobs and roles within it, and these positions are normally filled by players of the game. A room filled with super-powered people, all with their own goals and agendas, all fighting for survival, usually makes for a very interesting game all by itself. But this is the world of darkness, and it's not that simple. You also have to deal with rival vampire factions, world-ending prophecies, vampire hunters, werewolves, ancient vampires, mages, the list goes on. It's not just vampires that go bump in the night. I remember turning up to my first game and watching a character get berated in front of a room full of vampires for breaking something called the Masquerade. I stood there thinking, what have I got myself into? It was an intense experience. But then from over my shoulder, an ugly looking masked face appeared and started to explain to me about what was going on. By the end of this conversation, I found myself jeering with the rest of the court and cheering as the player roleplayed having their fangs removed by someone called the sheriff. It was mad. I played in this system that had games in multiple cities, which allowed me to travel to someone else's court on a Saturday night and play my character at their game. It was amazing and mind-blowing how all of these players were part of this one big world. I'd quickly gone from feeling shocked and out of my depth to being completely caught up in this and hooked for life. And that's what keeps me coming back to this style of LARP. Moments like these where you find yourself exploring themes and events that you never get the chance to do this anywhere else. One of the biggest misconceptions about this style of LARP is that it's a series of games that are exploring dark or adult themes and therefore isn't suitable for everyone. A kind of, if you don't like it, don't play it mentality. World of Darkness does explore topics that you wouldn't commonly find at a LARP, but how this subject matter is handled is very much down to you, the other players, and of course the game organisers. Consent is very important and a huge part of LARP. In this style of LARP, particularly so. My advice, if you're thinking about giving Vampire Larp a go, would be to have a conversation with your game organisers about what themes and content will be in their game before you start playing. If you will find a topic uncomfortable, then communicate this with the ref team beforehand. The warning that this is an adult game is there to stimulate that conversation and establish boundaries and promote active consent. It's not to be used as a get out of free jail card to put players in situations that make them feel uncomfortable or ignore their boundaries. Conflict is normally handled by players taking it in turns to describe what they're doing, followed by a quick game of rock, paper, scissors with either the player they're targeting or the in-game refs, whichever is more appropriate at the time. This style of conflict resolution can be seen as slow and undramatic when compared to LARPs where conflict can be resolved with LARP weapons. But this non-contact style of combat is accessible to all players as it doesn't require the ability to take part in weapon-based fighting. Vampire Larp is one of the most inclusive LARPs I've ever come across. You can be whatever or whoever you want to be, and you aren't held back by your real-world capabilities. Because of this, I've role-played characters over the years with all kinds of abilities and skills that I have no real-life aptitude in. It's amazing how freeing it is to be able to do something at a LARP that you've always wanted to, but have been constrained by your own limitations. You'll be amazed how easy it is to get started with Vampire Larp. For example, if your game is using the Mind's Eye Theatre rules, you can access everything you need to create your character online and start playing completely free of charge. I'll pop some links for this in the video description. Your costume for the game depends on the time period and in-game location you're playing, but it could be as simple as the clothes you're wearing right now to watch this video. Then, all that's left is learning some of the rules, most of which you can find right here on this channel. You can then, if you wish to, make yourself a cheat sheet for some of the key rules for your character, if you feel that this would be of help to you, and then either keep it on your phone or tablet, or print it out and keep it in a book or put it in your pocket. You'll also need to print yourself out your character sheet or have it somewhere that you can access it quickly and easily. And that's it. Boom, you're ready. As I said earlier in the video, Vampire Larp is very accessible. You don't need to spend a small fortune on kit to be able to play. My love for LARP started at a vampire game, and so it will always hold a special place in my heart. It's incredible how over the years this game and community have played such a big part in my life. I've made some lifelong friends, got inspired to make videos and create this channel, and have even been offered and accepted a position on the By Night Studios board of directors, one of the most well-recognised Vampire Larp system creators. I'm incredibly thankful for all of the dedication and love that has gone into building this community over the years from people from all around the world. Thank you. I love you all, and goodbye.